Bangles, bangles, bangles.
So today, obviously, our last podcast we were speaking about doing a Q&A. Kind of excited for this one. I haven't really told you any of the questions, which is good. Well, I told you one or two, but not all of them. We're probably going to do about 5 or 6, depending on just how it goes. Yeah, depending, because obviously we like going down in loopholes. So
hopefully we don't go on too many extravaganzas.
Some of them are a bit, I don't know, some are a bit interesting because obviously, for those of you that don't know, me and Omar and I, we're no longer a part of Iron Mastery Academy anymore. We've taken the Golden Dynasty and we've gone private. Omar, if you just want to talk a little bit about that first before we move on to the questions.
Well, for those of you that don't know, obviously, Golden Dynasty is obviously a company that was started back in November of 2020 by myself, and been focusing on building that for the better part of, a year and a half. And now, obviously, to be fair, is part of TGD Sounds, and then you're running TGD Fitness. And before, the kind of financial side of TGD was obviously the IM Academy side. Now, due to reasons,
Which we're going to get into.
We are.
Maybe.
Say less. But yeah, if we do, we do. But if we don't, we don't. But it's now obviously that's gone privately. So we're now teaching people, getting funded with forex, people with crypto, and it's just laser focus on those two things primarily. Then yeah, it's gone private now, and that's the kind of the main vibe. But obviously, for anybody that does want to learn more about that, just drop me a DM on Instagram, and I'll show you around, show you what's good.
Yeah.
But let's get into these questions.
Cool. So the first question we have is from Miss Michelle, my G. Shout out to Michelle. Got a lot of love for her still. Cool. So first one, top 3 ways to improve personal development.
I love that. This is easy. This is easy. There's a lot of depth that we can go into on this, but I feel like very, very easy. And I feel like you'll agree. I think we'll probably have the same viewpoint on these things, because these are the things that we kind of do. First, number one thing has to be what? Gym.
Yeah,
It's got to be that fitness side.
Yeah, you've got to be going to the gym every single time that you can. Not every single day, but I just feel like every single time that you don't feel like going to the gym is a time that you need to go.
Yeah.
It always works that way.
Gym is just good. It's because it's good for the physical health and the mental health in terms of it's mad how so gym helps with de-stressing, gym helps with focus, but then also gym makes you look physically better, which then makes you feel happier.
Cool. Let me ask you one question. Yeah. Why do we want to look better? Why do we go to the gym? Why do we aesthetically want to look better? Why? What's the plain and simple reason?
Well, to attract the opposite gender. Yeah.
Exactly, to attract the opposite sex, to look better naked, right?
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
People want to look better naked. That's the goal. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Unless you've got tailored needs, whether you're an athlete or that kind of stuff, which will come as a byproduct. Because let's be real, most athletes are they've got nice bodies, innit?
Yeah.
Unless you're somebody who does shot put or some mad sumo wrestling or something crazy, but that's the main focus, is reason why people go to the gym.
Yeah.
Most people start in the gyms because they want to look better naked. They wake up in the morning, they get in the shower, they don't like what they see in the mirror when they look into the mirror. They don't like it. That's probably the biggest reason why, and I feel like it's also the easiest answer, but it's also the hardest kind of thing to come to terms with, is that I don't actually like the way that my body looks and I need to change it. But yeah, I'd say kicking off personal development, definitely being with gym, because if you don't actually feel confident in your own skin, how are you ever going to develop what's in here?
Exactly.
Because you're showing this to the world. I'm not showing you what's in my head, am I, all the time?
Yeah.
All you can see is my appearance. So to have your appearance at a very presentable and good standard, I feel is very, very important.
I feel like before you can start cracking inside, you gotta work on the outside structure. So you gotta work from the outside in on personal development. Now once alright, cool. So I'm working on the outside. I'm feeling better. Now that I feel better, I can now start working on inside, because the outside's not a problem now.
Yep.
Because the first thing your body's gonna see when you're trying to develop yourself is you. If you look like crap, for example, that's how you feel. You feel like you look like crap. Then you're not gonna be able to do PD.
Yeah.
PD is the acronym for personal development, but you won't be able to do PD because that's the first barrier. So I feel like gym is definitely that first barrier. Not even gym, maybe even fitness. or like eating clean, like that whole rate, like that whole thing, like I mean, even like going for runs or hill sprints like you do or stuff like that, just feeling fitter so you feel better, which will then in turn make you lose weight because you're eating cleaner, you're doing the cardio, you're burning those calories, so you're in a deficit and all of those things. Because you're going to look better by default. If you're losing weight, you'll probably look better. Because the natural structure of your body is what you just build muscle on that. Your natural structure, when you go gym, you just make that natural frame big, really and truly. So I feel like if everybody just starts off there, as in eating cleaner, so you feel more energetic.
Just cut the shit out of your diet.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the more expensive foods are, higher quality foods are more expensive.
Not necessarily.
They are. They are. Like, if you tend to, as like, for instance, alright, cool, let me just give you a perfect example. 99p chicken burger from McDonald's or part of the same menu. Like, the accessibility to shit instant fast food is a lot cheaper than if you were to go to the greengrocers, having to buy different bits and bobs and then go home and cook it. It's long. People can't bother there.
I'm just saying greengrocers.
It's a greengrocers, isn't it?
Greengrocers.
Yeah.
That's not knowing you're from London, bro.
Greengrocers.
No, it's a greengrocers.
Well, what is it then?
Or Tesco, innit?
No, I'm talking like a fresh food store. You know, like when you have the fresh food market. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, cool.
Greengrocers.
We're going so off track, but yeah, just cut the shit out of your diet, innit? Because that's what I've been doing
like
recently.
It's but the thing is, I'm talking about accessibility wise, cool, that might be cheap and it's fast and whatever, but I'm talking about like actual foods. People think that it's hard, but it's not. Like, you know, it's crazy, like a bag of mixed veg, a bag of chips. Like a bag of mixed veg is like £2. Like bird's eye mixed veg.
Yeah.
Chips is about £2 as well. They're the same price. It's the same amount that you have. It's just veg will just make you same amount of fullness but barely any calories, and it's cleaner and you're getting the vitamins.
Yeah.
That's what I started doing. Bro, you saw when I was eating clean, right? It was very simple. I was having fish fingers, but then with veg instead of chips. So now I'm having less calories, but I have more energy and I'm getting more vitamins.
Keep it simple, though. The simpler you keep it, the more easier it is to stay on track and to stay consistent. If you're trying to do all these mad different diets and mad different food groups and different food choices, like, it can be quite overwhelming for somebody that's only ever really known like ready-made meals. Whereas if you literally just stick to the basics, like for instance, me at the moment, I did start on a carnivore diet. However, after a week, it wasn't. I could see in myself, not because I wasn't really mentally there, it was that this isn't sustainable because my mood was awful. Like, I just wanted to go around punching everyone. Like, I generally just, like, my energy was just so low. Like, people were saying that the carnivore diet is going to keep your levels at like a consistent basis the whole day. I felt like shit. Like, I generally felt like shit. My sleep was awful. I was having some messed up dreams. I didn't like it. So now I've literally changed it to meat, fruit and veg, even though today we had Nando's, which I had rice, but yeah, that's another story. But yeah, again, we're going so off topic. The question is, how can you improve your personal development?
Okay, cool. But back to like eating clean is one main thing. When I was eating cleaner, and you need to feel good, you need to eat clean, but then eat foods that still make you happy. So mixed veg, is cool, but it's not as nice as like having chips with sauce. So what I would do is salt, pepper, and then salt, garlic, chili flakes, like salted garlic chili, and I just make it taste nice. So now I'm enjoying that meal. Then, for example, I found that if I have my protein shake with coconut milk, it tastes like Bounty, but coconut milk has half the fat. Now coconut milk may be slightly more expensive, but then it's only a little bit. It's not too much because it lasts longer as well. Because coconut milk, you can store it. Not in the fridge, and once you open it, it lasts 5 days. So I just bought a bunch of coconut milk.
Normal dairy just goes off.
Exactly. So I've created sustainable ways to enjoy all of the things, because protein shakes get a bit repetitive. So now I know I can mix it up. I can have it with water. I can have it with normal milk, or I can have it with coconut milk, or I can do different things with it. And now that's made that more sustainable for me, and now I feel happier about it because I'm enjoying everything. Even like when it came to like ashwagandha, having that, I'd have it with apple juice mixed in. So it's still a little bit better, even though it's just those few seconds that I'm drinking it. But I'm making everything more sustainable for myself. Because the worst feeling is when you're not sustainable and then it goes downhill. Obviously, with that stuff, I wasn't able to maintain that sustainability because of the accident and everything, and I just kind of fell off that. But I'm going to be getting back onto that. But I'm getting back onto it, I will.
Excuses.
It's excuses. But yeah, I'm getting back onto taking my ashwagandha, my chlorella and stuff. But yeah, I just completely forgot about it while I was recovering. Like, genuinely, I just forgot about its existence. But yeah, now getting back onto all of that. And then
you can just be an absolute idiot, and you can just have it raw, and you can just want to throw up every time you have it.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that. Innit? I can't. I want to make sure everything's enjoyable because then it's like I know I can just do it. And then also like even crisps. Crisp is the worst thing for most people. The bloated and all the crap. I replaced that with dried fruit.
Yeah.
And dried fruit is so nice.
It's probably. Do you know what it is? Yeah. You probably think, oh yeah, it's probably like better for you. In actual fact, in a whole bag of dried fruit, probably more calories in a bag of crisps.
Yeah.
However,
it's the fibre.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fibre.
Cool. So then going back onto top 3 ways to. Top 3 ways.
But that's one.
I'd say one is fitness and obviously taking care of your physical health.
Yeah.
I'd say whatever you put into your head, it will reflect into the physical life as well. Like what you listen to on a regular basis. Like, are you listening to this podcast, which I hope you are? But like, what kind of music you listen to? What is going into your head? Your environment? What are your parents telling you? What are your sisters? Your friends? Your anybody? What is going inside your head? Because Bradley, all these really successful entrepreneurs, Gary V, Grant Cardone, all these top entrepreneurs, they always speak about, and not even entrepreneurs, just top people in life, what you plant, you will grow. So if you plant shit, you'll get shit. That's why I say to quite a lot of people my age, like, why do you listen to this stuff? It's giving you a false interpretation of what's actually going on in the world. Like, if all you're rapping about and talking about is stabbing people, killing people, doing drugs, fucking girls, like, and doing all like a madness all the time, then you're gonna want to live that life, and it's just gonna leave you really, really confused. And that's why so many young kids at the moment, they're just so confused about what they want to do, because they see these rappers, they see these artists, they see these people living that mad life, but that's not them.
Most of the time, it's real.
Exactly, it's not even real.
It's not accurate representation, but yeah, I feel like what you feed yourself is the environment. I'd say number one would be the fitness and all of that side of things, like nutrition and fitness and health, physical health. The second one would definitely be environment as a whole, in terms of what are you exposed to in terms of people, places, sounds, and just what's feeding into your ears. It was feeding your 5 senses. Let's just say what's feeding your 5 senses. That's the second part. Because I have minimal contact with people. Like, there's barely any people that I'm in total contact with. And I feel like that's a good thing. Isolating yourself for a while, figuring out what it is that you want, and then once you do that, funneling out all the crap, music, all of that kind of stuff. Like with music, I've kind of cleaned it out, and I just listen to music from like 2000 to 2010, because music wasn't as dirty and like full of crap. There was sometimes dirty meanings, but it was all kind of just subliminal kind of vibe, innit? It wasn't like out there in your face.
It's literally like, let me lick your...
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
it's
it's
a joke
just,
thing. So sometimes, don't get me wrong, there's some bangers there, but it's not all the time. Like, most of the time, those 50 cents on all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be real, Monday to Friday for me is just straight PD.
Yeah.
Like, it's podcast central, it's personal development. It's quite weird, innit? But at the same time, it works for me. I've seen a massive improvement and like a real strengthening of my mind just from listening to people in a much better position than me. Because we were speaking about this other day. Why would you ever listen to anybody that is not in the position that you'd rather switch places with?
Exactly. I live by that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I always say that shit.
Got to have like a sound effects button when we like say something mad.
Yeah, it's like Charlie Sloth up in it.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Saturday, Sunday obviously is just like normal music. And sometimes, because it's such a routine from Monday to Friday of me listening to personal development, I'll end up still listening to PD on the weekend. But most times, I'm with you on the weekend, and we just jam out to some tunes anyway. So it's kind of, again, balance.
It's all about that balance. You gotta give yourself everything that you want. PD's always just there, innit? Like, whenever I'm like chilling, sometimes now it's become like a thing that I want to listen to, in terms of like it's a mood for me. Like, sometimes you want to listen to a certain type of music. Like, sometimes I want to listen to R&B. Sometimes I want to listen to Drake. For me, one of those things is PD.
Yeah, trust me.
Sometimes I just want to listen to some PD, and I'll do that. And you just got to create that habit slowly. So then you're just feeding yourself that goodness.
Got to tag the GOAT as well, Mr. Justin Owens. If you guys are listening and you've never listened to Justin Owens on Spotify, I'll be honest with you, when I first came in to this whole environment, when I first met Omar, I got introduced into listening to these audios on Spotify by a guy called Justin Owens, top entrepreneur, very, very successful individual. And he's got 3 tapes out right now. The first one's called The Process, second one is Road to 7 Figures, and the third one that came out at the start of this year is called Raise the Bar. I'd advise every single person to just listen to it, innit? Like, just trust me, just go and listen to it.
Wait, the first time you listened to it, was it the time that I told you listen to it in the gym?
No. I listened to it beforehand,
Yeah.
but I was only ever listening to it like normally.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
But no, it is, yeah. And then what would you say would be like the third thing?
The third thing.
I'd
It's
say
heavy.
sticking to your contract. Sticking
Nah,
to
that's
your
not-
personal contract.
I'd say that's something that you have to do in order for it to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say it's one of the top 3 things for PD. Like for personal development, what are the top 3 things you need to be doing? Sticking to the contract is just a given. Like you got to do it, or is it not going to happen? I'd say the third thing is going to be reading.
Okay, go on, explain them.
Look, so my books are upstairs in my bedroom, but
Just give examples.
reading a physical book is like reading in general. Like I feel like it's different to just listening to an audiobook because you're seeing it.
Yeah.
You're seeing it and you have to think and you have to
Mhm.
focus. There's more thinking involved.
Yep.
Obviously, people nowadays like not thinking. That's why they like the audiobook because they don't need to think with the audiobook. With a book, to read it, you have to read the letters.
thing, yeah.
You have to think. So I feel like reading, 1, it helps you think. 2, it helps you clear your mind. 3, you pick up all of the information. 4, you retain more information. 5, obviously you're gaining crazy amounts of value because the people that wrote some of these books, they ain't got no audio books, or there is an audio version, but they're not easily accessible.
Yeah.
Like if I was talking about John C. Maxwell, not
Mm.
many people know him because you don't go on YouTube and type in John C. Maxwell. You might know some of the more popular people, but like a book by John C. Maxwell, no one's going to really know about. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's not advertised as an audio book. There is an audio available,
Bob
but
Proctor or people like that.
yeah, Bob Proctor's a little bit more like he's more out there. He's one of the most famous
Yeah.
people for it. So
I can imagine a lot of people in the general public,
don't know Bob
they
Proctor
would
is.
never know who Bob Proctor is.
Yeah, if you're not into that kind of side of things, then you won't know, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely say reading books would be the third, final kind of thing that you want to be doing. So it comes to the fitness side, so the physical, mental health side of things, and the feeling good and you're feeding your body. Then I'd say the second thing is going to be environment, people you're surrounded by, what you're listening to, what you're seeing, what you're smelling, all of those kind of things. And the last thing would be reading books, giving yourself brain food. So you're training your brain, because reading helps your brain in terms of you become better at speaking, you become more articulate from reading because you're reading good English. 4, your vocabulary gets better, and 5, obviously you're gaining all of that value as well.
Solid, cool. So the next question is, what motivated you to start trading? This is by Mr. Ben Koloff.
Cool, so basically, it's a very simple one. Money. There's no, like, when it comes to trading, yeah, basically I was at a point where I wanted to do anything to make money. That's all it was. Trading was something that I saw before, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh yeah, I want to be a trader when I grow up. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I wanted to be a trader. It was never like an aspiration or a thing that I wanted to like, oh yeah, this is specifically what I want to do. It was just the opportunity presented itself. I took it, I fell in love with it, and I kept running with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't necessarily a thing that motivated me to start trading. It was a matter of like, we hit lockdown, I had 2k in the bank, and I wanted to make money. One of my boys posted on his story about Forex. I messaged him, I got started, I started trading.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously, motivation to continue was just a drive to achieve those goals.
The first time I ever heard about Forex was probably 2016, 2017, just
Yeah.
after I...
But when you got started in HFX.
Yeah, I started, so I'm talking years ago.
Yeah.
Like, this is when I first heard about Forex.
Yeah.
So when I first heard about Forex, it was 2016. It was around like the time I left school.
Yeah.
I was literally on a construction site, and I remember I was working, and I was on Instagram on my break time, and I was just scrolling through, and I remember seeing like Forex signals, like all this kind of stuff, and like I looked into it, all this kind of stuff. I'm gonna be real, I lost money in it. Like I lost like money. I paid somebody to try and help me. Next thing you know, you refresh the page, you know the story, user not found.
Yeah.
Long day. But yeah, so that was kind of like the first time I heard about it. So obviously, from that day forward, I thought, alright, Forex scam, Forex red flag, it don't work, like it's just people just trying to scam you. And I had that kind of mindset for a long time, innit? And
Yeah.
then my girlfriend at the time, basically her cousin was trading, innit?
Yeah.
And like, I remember like meeting her in person and asking her, and like she was making like good profit in it. And obviously at the time she was making like a couple £100 a week. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, bruv, from your phone, like
Yeah.
this is mental. And obviously I never really thought anything from it. I was so focused on football, I never really delved too much into it. But I just knew it was accessible to the everyday person, because if she's making it from our phone, then there's no reason that I can't do it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then obviously you just keep going. And then it's actually quite funny, because while I was in Poland, like there was like this course that was running, and I paid for this course, and basically I ended up getting my money back in it because it was just mad fugazi. Like I didn't like it. It was just a bit weird. And I actually tried learning forex by myself. I've never even told you this, by the way. Tried learning forex when I was in Poland by myself. I'm actually gonna find a book and I'm actually gonna show you, because it says one day I'm gonna make gold my bitch. I remember, and it's mad how I've actually how we've ended up meeting, and you're C.D.V and Gold King, it's mad, it's crazy. I need to show you that book. Please remind me, 'cause I need to show you that. And then obviously came back, got introduced into IM, and then just started trading HFX, which obviously was doing okay at the start. But this is kind of going to lead us on to the next question, which involves it as well. But I was going to be honest in it. HFX is good because it's obviously another way to make money. However, the negative risk to reward that you get from trading HFX does not make it long term. You can't scale it properly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say? And obviously I know for your religion, being Muslim, it's haram.
Yeah.
But just explain why that is first.
Well, it's a grey area, so I'm not gonna go into proper detail, but I'm talking about on the grand scheme of things, it's obviously a lot more like gambling, because obviously the time limit, you put all the money in, and whatever you put in, it's all gone.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah, it's all or nothing. So it's obviously a lot more it's pretty much like a gambling kind of thing. Although obviously there is analysis and there is stuff like that, the concept behind it is basically like gambling. If you just take away the fact that it's trading, you all in, and if you lose, then you lose everything, or you make a percentage return on that, whether it's 60%,
it's a negative risk to reward. Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of factor is obviously why it makes it haram in some people's eyes.
Explain the difference between HFX and what you do.
So when it comes to forex, not even just invest.
It's just the main difference between HFX and normal forex. What's the difference? What would you say?
Well, obviously you're not all in, and if you're I'm talking about being funded. So normal trading, I don't really talk about that anymore. I talk about being funded, because obviously funded, you're not trading with your own capital, and the way the contract is structured, obviously you're technically trading on a demo account, and they're basically paying you rewards for trading that account. Yep. Essentially, they're not actually giving you a direct payout from an account. So because of that, you're technically not trading. You're technically not, although you're trading and making profit on that, and they're paying you out those exact numbers. On the contract, what it exactly states is different, so it's completely fine. And then obviously on the account you can apply for Islamic account, so there's no interest involved and all of that kind of stuff. But obviously what I always say to people, if they're Muslim and they don't know, I say just do your research, you come to your own opinion, and then you call it a day, because I'm not trying to get into the politics of all of it when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you did forex beforehand. I didn't know that. But with me, I just had I came into it completely blind.
Yeah, I never pursued it properly because I just didn't like the environment I was in.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like they were very serious. I just didn't really like it. But if you guys are wondering about what does a funded trader mean, what is FTMO, what are these kind of contracts, what is this, all this kind of stuff, obviously you can DM Omar, you can DM me, and obviously we can kind of explain this kind of thing and how it works at the Golden Dynasty, because our goal now that we've gone private is to make sure that we are literally producing the most beast traders in the world effectively, and our goal within 5 to 6 months, 6 months to a year, is to get every single person funded. That is the goal, and it's very, very achievable as well. Very achievable.
100%.
But yeah, I think that's good.
Well, I've already got created funded traders in terms of Connor and Enku. They're certified funded traders. Their certificates are in the chat and stuff. Everyone knows it. It's proven there. It's all there. It's not disputable. So we're already on the way. I know the system to creating funded traders. It's a proven system. It works.
Yep.
It works. You know what I'm saying? I've created a system. Enku and Connor have gotten funded. Clearly works. So now it's all about just continuing that. People stick on it. They come into it. They follow all of the procedure. Then there's no way they're not going to be getting funded.
Sick. All right. Cool. That's part one.
Slaggeroons. What was that question? Well, what motivated you to get?
Hey, starting part two. Why did we leave IM?
Oh. Who asked that?
Dan.B021.
Well, I hope he's watching.
I hope he's watching as well.
Where the person asked the question? Hey, look. So, I'm going to keep it simple in terms of, obviously, a lot of people are probably expecting I left because of some negative reason. The one thing as well is people obviously, a lot of people that I've seen leave and then chat shit,
Yeah.
but they were ride or die when they were there.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you break up with like a girl or whatever and people just move mad after,
Yeah.
chat bears, and it's the same thing, innit? People do that all the time. I'm just not that guy. So one thing that people need to understand as a fundamental is I am as a company. I mean, I wouldn't be on this, but I wouldn't be on the podcast if I never joined I Am. Like if in lockdown I didn't join I Am, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have done any of the things that I wanted to do.
They would have met.
We never would have met. I would forget that. The Golden Dynasty never would have been created.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known how to trade. There wouldn't have been any way for me to meet you in terms of I wouldn't have known anyone that weren't in my immediate circle.
Yeah.
If I didn't go to school with you or anything, I wouldn't know you.
Yeah.
Like I only would have met you if I went to your school, uni, or work or whatever. That's the only way. There would have been no outside network. There would have been no social media. There wouldn't have been none of that. That's all thanks to I Am. All of that personal development. The reason why people are asking like questions to us for our opinion is because of I Am. Because of the knowledge that I've gained from that. Not necessarily directly through I Am, but because of the opportunities and the teachings that they teach, and then obviously telling you that you need to be doing personal development. So I started doing it, and then now I'm in a position where I can help people with personal development.
Yeah.
So it's all of that, and you know, yeah, like the ability to trade, the ability to invest, you know, dabbling into dropshipping, network marketing, social media, doing all of those things. That's what I Am provided me with, and learning how to run a business of, you know, a couple hundred people as well. Like all of these different things, I was able to do those things, create leaders, create systems, create, you know, an organization essentially, and get paid from it. So I learned all of those things. Now when it came to why did I leave at the point I left at, was because obviously I learned I learned a lot of skills from it. I'm not saying that I made it, but I'm saying I learned a lot of good skills from it. And you know, I built up my network, and while it came for a little bit of time for change, and obviously the environment wasn't right, and things weren't the way that I wanted them to be. The environment wasn't how I wanted it to be. Certain things were just not where I wanted it to be for my future. It didn't align with where I wanted to go in the next 5 years. So because of that, like how we were just preaching about environment changing, that I had to switch the environment. So now obviously the environment's been switched, and we're focusing on TGD privately, and yeah, obviously it's obviously fulfilling one of my goals, which was to take TGD private and grow it, which I didn't think it would come now, but I guess, you know,
Everything happens for a reason.
everything doesn't want, God, you know, God's time. And you know, now we're rolling on, everything's going absolutely amazing, better than I expected.
Way better than we expected.
Yeah, the response is a lot better than I expected. A lot of people wanted to get started. People have been getting started left, right, and centre. And you know, it's absolutely, you know, amazing. The numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. I would say that rounds off why I left I Am. It wouldn't be because of beef with anybody or anything. Like I left with everyone on good terms. You know, spoke to Astim, spoke to Amaral, spoke to Cass. You know, I spoke to pretty much everybody. And yeah, you know. That's pretty much it. There's nothing much more to it. But yeah, why would you? Me and you didn't really leave I Am for. I wouldn't say we left I Am for the same reasons, but obviously we left at the same time because what we're doing is working together. But you obviously had your own reasons for leaving as well. But yeah, what would you say? Why would you say the reason you left is? Because yeah, don't get me wrong. Like we left at the same time, but our reasons weren't exactly the same.
They weren't exactly the same, but
because for me, it was I was there for a lot longer.
True.
And
But you touched on something actually that I want to speak about. Is that you said that I'm not saying that I've made it, because a lot of individuals may say that these lot think like they're it, like might come across as quite arrogant to people. Like you've learned so much from I Am, like you've done this, you've done that, but now you think you're bigger and better than this, like you think you're better than all of us, like all that kind of stuff. Because some people have that mentality, you know.
Yeah.
When they see other people going off and doing their own thing and they're successful at it and they're doing really well, then obviously jealousy and hate is going to come with it. That's just natural in anything in life. So like, I don't want anybody kind of, I don't really give a fuck if anybody thinks that about us, to be honest.
Look, well, look at it like this, right? So, it's clear to see that I haven't made it in terms of, you know, I've only got 800 followers on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's not where my final goals are.
Yeah.
The Golden Dynasty is a multi-million dollar multi-million pound or billion pound company yet. Yes, it hasn't done any of those things yet. It's obvious to see that I haven't made it, and if you think if you think that I'm somebody that thinks I'm all lit, then you don't know me in person.
Exactly.
Because I might be very vocal on Instagram, and I might be confident on Instagram, or you might see a certain side to me on Instagram, but in person, I'm quiet a lot. Like when a lot of the time, sometimes I'm very quiet and stuff. Like I'm not always just boom, boom, boom. Like even today when we were doing stuff, like I was just
chilling.
I was just there. Like I don't always feel the need to it's just not there. Like I don't think I'm all lit. I like letting other people do things. I like hearing how people do things. I like hearing how you do things. I like learning those things because it's just culture. It's a coachability index. You gotta have that kind of coachability index to learn from other people. Just like yesterday on the backtesting call, like I like hearing Connor's perspective on things. I like hearing everybody's perspective on things, just so I can learn. It opens up my mind. It widens my perspective. It zooms me out. It zooms my lens outwards for me. Your lens is. Your mind is like a lens, and you'll naturally just keep zooming it in, and you need other people to zoom it out. If you keep letting people keep zooming it out, then you'll keep that perspective balanced. And
it's not always good for the spotlight to be on you as well.
Exactly. Because when you have the spotlight on you too much, then it will get to your head eventually. Because you'll get too used to it, so your body will get naturally used to all of that attention and all of the everything's on you and everybody looking at you as you're the best and this and this and this. So yeah, but people are gonna think what they want to think. Either way, that's just not how it is. I mean, you can ask the people that are still part of IM Academy. I didn't leave because I think I'm all lit. I left because it was time for something different.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm just gonna give my complete reason for why I left. Like probably the biggest factor and the main reason, and you're probably looking at me like right now like, oh my god, what's he gonna say? Nothing mad, but it's just true. I hate the lack of transparency in the industry. Like, I'm gonna be honest. IM Mastery Academy is an amazing platform. Like it is. Like it is an amazing platform, but first and foremost, what does it produce?
What do you mean?
Like, what is the goal of the platform? What's it supposed to do?
Well, it depends. You have what is presented. Wait, this is the thing, bro.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Look, this is the thing. You've got you've got like the true basis of the company, and then you've got what the agents and the IBOs do. And that's not dependent on the company, that's dependent on those people.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, TGD got branded as all of that, but really and truly anyone in TGD would tell you otherwise.
Yep.
So obviously, the way I like to look at it is, IM Academy, as far as people concerned, if you ask them about it, they'd say it's an educational trading company. You go there to learn how to trade.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how it's advertised, straight up. It's not advertised as anything. It's advertised as learning how to trade, or learning how to invest in crypto, or dropshipping, or HFX, or whatever it might be. Any of those streams is advertised as that. And obviously, there's a network marketing side to the business as well.
Exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's advertised as there's a network marketing side to the business, but really and truly, network marketing is the biggest part of the business.
Thank you.
But the reason for that would be is because that's how the business grows, isn't it?
Business grows that way, exactly. But my whole issue isn't with network marketing, because I was loving it every single Friday. Boop, skrill, boop, skrill,
Yeah,
skrill.
I love it.
Every Friday, cash, cash, cash. Loved it, cool. But I'm just gonna be honest. When certain people are no longer in positions that they once were, and everybody sees them as what they used to be, that annoys me. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a lack of transparency. Like it's, for instance, with me. Like if I was to always be posting pictures of what I used to look like, saying, "Oh, this is a picture of me this morning. Oh, I'm still shredded even though I'm in my bed eating McDonald's." Like what the fuck? Like you're supposed to be saying you're this, saying you're that. Like you're training every day. You're up. You're eating nice. You're eating clean. But you look like shit. How does that really make any sense? It doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, I just didn't really like the transparency in the leaders in our organisation. I'll be real, and I didn't really like it. And plus, no one in there could really teach me how to trade apart from you. And I know the platform was obviously to help me learn how to trade, and I took everything I could from the platform. But now I feel like the environment that we've created at the Golden Dynasty is really something special and something a lot different in its own way compared to the academy, and also it now allows me to fully pursue TGD Fitness, and obviously I'm really happy and really proud to be running that, and obviously gives us more time to kind of just focus on our other projects as well and our other investments, because network marketing is an amazing industry. Like it really is. It's very lucrative and you can do really well in it. However, as everybody listening to this will know, people are difficult. People are babies. People don't really want to get on with stuff, and you have to spoon feed them.
Yeah.
And I'm not that kind of person. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, you know this. If somebody doesn't get something, or somebody isn't at least willing to try and put in the hours to then come to me and say they can't do something, I'll just be like, well, don't fucking moan at me then.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's a people's business, and I'm all for the people. I'm a very people person. However, like, if you're coming to me and you're asking for help, and I'm giving you my time, I'm giving you my effort, I'm putting my energy and I'm putting my vision into you, but yet you're still not doing what's required, and yet you're still moaning that you're not seeing results, that's just, yeah, I can't deal with that, innit? So, yeah, that's basically, in a nutshell, is the reason why I left.
I feel, to be fair, network marketing is probably the best industry in the world.
Yep.
Just because you can go in with little to no experience, copy and paste what somebody tells you to do, and you'll see results, because it's very simple, innit? Like, you don't need to go in, there's no like down payments, there's no fixed costs, there's none of that. It's very, very simple industry. For that reason, it's amazing. When it comes to IM, what I'd say it is, and if we was to generalize it and put it in a nutshell, it'd have to be, if you want to go into IM because you want to learn how to create multiple different income streams to an extent, and if you want to go deep into those, the platform has those resources there.
Yep.
You just gotta put that time in a lot. So in terms of, you gotta delve deep, you gotta take a lot of action to get to those levels, because I'm gonna be real, there's not that many crazy traders or investors in IM.
Yep.
And you need to, if you want to be the best, you can't do the average. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why people, it's got a bad image in terms of that, because the resources are there on Go Live.
Yep.
Like, it's all there.
Yep.
Like, it really is. If you want to do dropshipping, everything is there to get good at dropshipping. If you want to learn HFX, everything is there to make money with HFX. Everything is there. There is enough there to make money with Forex. There's enough there to make money with crypto. There is. It's fact. So, based on that, it's just a matter of people don't put the work in. Because none of those industries are easy to make money in, because if they was, then everyone would be doing it. It's just it gets a lot of bad light because of people that come in, fail at it because they just don't have, they don't have the juice for it.
Yeah.
They just leave.
Yeah.
But then it's a mad thing, because it's crazy how many people would come in, they'd struggle, or they say they need more money, and if you give them an option on network marketing to make more money, they'd half-ass that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get the results, and then say you're forcing them to recruit. But it's like, cool, either I help you build and make some money some other way, well, that doesn't require you to invest, because you've come to learn how to invest. But if you haven't got enough money to invest, I'm going to show you a way that you can do that without investing money, and it's just investing time into people. And then you don't want to do that, so it's like, alright, cool, then you might as well just leave then, bro, because there's nothing more I can do for you.
Literally.
If somebody comes into let's say somebody joined the Golden Dynasty back when we was in IM, if somebody had money, they were looking to trade, they can afford their membership and their Gucci, just let them do their thing. Connor's the perfect example of that. I don't care if somebody builds, but it's the people that don't have the money to invest, they're struggling, they need building, and they need it to do certain things for them in their lives, and they don't want to do it. It's like, alright, cool, innit?
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of enough of that question, because obviously we're
but yeah, to round it off, it's nothing to do with the platform itself. The platform itself is sick.
Yep.
Everything that it has and offers is amazing. It's just a matter of the other factors, the external factors.
100%, I agree. And the last question we got is from Mr. McLean. If you won £5 million today and became set for life, well, I'll be honest with you, bro, I don't think £5 million would set us for life for what we want to do.
That sets you for life.
Huh?
That sets you
no,
up.
but as in, no, it sets you up, but it wouldn't set you for life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll just read it again. If you won £5 million today and became set for life, would you still do what you do on a day-to-day basis? Early mornings, grinding in the gym, good nutrition, so on and so forth, and why? I love that question, by the way.
Look. So this is the honest truth. Early mornings, no. Straight, no. I'm gonna have like a timetable that's pretty chilled out, because I know I'm set.
Yeah.
If you get 5 milli, I'm set. I don't need to grind. Like, it's not a madness.
Yeah.
It's not a marathon now.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's just
simple.
I'm done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
Gym is happening, yeah. Nutrition is happening, yeah. All of those things, yeah. And yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling, innit? And I'm just gonna be making small investments. But yeah, I'm gonna be real. Probably 4 million of that is going straight into investing, and that's it. Once that's done, then I'm set.
Yeah.
Now I'm set.
Straight.
Now I'm set.
Straight.
Once 4 million goes into investments, I'm set.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I'm done. And then I'll go do. I'm gonna
But
focus.
I feel like the question is though, would you still have that drive inside you to like continue to grind, to continue to reach out and to grow your business? I don't feel like having 5 million to then go out and invest. Anybody can say, oh, if I had 5 million, I'll invest half and then splurge the rest or whatever. Cool. But like, would you still have that drive to like, all right, cool, I've got 5, let me make that 50, then to 500, then to 5 billion, then to 50 billion.
Because human beings, as a whole, you have that 5 million for a week, you'll get used to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. 500k is getting spent straight.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll probably spend a lot of money off the lip.
Yeah.
Just because it's 5 mil, and I know I'll invest 4 for 1 million to whatever needs to be done, and then boom, chilling. 1 mil is getting used. 5 million is getting invested.
I think if I was to get, obviously I can't really put it into real time perspective because I don't have 5 million pound. However, I feel like 5 million right now, if anything, my grind would increase in certain aspects. Right, let me put it this way: if I had 5 million, I'd be able to go to the nicest gym.
Yeah.
I'd be able to move to Dubai to get the best content because the lighting's the best there. That's why all the Instagram models, that's why all the influencers move to Dubai because the lighting's the best.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. All the white buildings and all the shiny buildings reflects off onto your face. It's the best lighting in the world.
Yeah.
That's literally why they go there. I'll be able to train at the best gyms. I'll be able to buy the best foods, best like nutritiously dense foods for me. I'll be able to travel, get more content. I'll be able to grow my brand. I'll be able to pay for promotions. I'll be able to do so many things.
Yeah.
My grind would and my workload would almost increase now because of what I'm allowed to do.
Yeah. You have more leverage.
Exactly.
Because you have more leverage, you're going to be able to do a whole lot more. What's took out the light? But yeah, so yeah, that's what I'd say. I'd say my workload would decrease, but it increase at the same time.
You wouldn't. Yeah,
I'd say my work rate would decrease, but my workload would probably I wouldn't decrease the workload. Like, I'd still be doing the same amount of things, but it'd just be less pressure to get them done. Like, because I just had a mad boost.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be realistic because I'm just talking about if I just got bank transferred 5 million, what would I react? Cool. I'd be a bit pumped, and then I'd be like, alright, cool. Yeah, what do I need to do now?
Yeah, now what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd already be thinking, now what?
Trust me, now what?
I'd be like, what's next?
Yeah, trust me.
So then I'd be like, cool. Now I need to I'm gonna use that 5 million to then get me to then use that 5 million to create cash flow to then buy me cars, houses, everything that I want. Once I've done that, then yeah, I could have a bake off, or I can continue doing the things that I wanted to do, like the charity stuff, all of those different things.
I feel like the motivation won't be there anymore though. For a lot of people. Not saying for us, but for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the thing though, I don't really care about motivation. I've lost motivation so many times, but I just still keep going.
Yeah,
it's all about dedication,
that's
though, isn't it?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're relying on motivation, then you've already lost, didn't it? Whoever still thinks about motivation as a factor and doesn't focuses on that, or feels that they need that, and when they're motivated they do stuff, when they're demotivated they don't do stuff, then either way, I know when you get that 5 million, then you're done.
Yeah,
that's when I know you're done.
Yeah, straight, you're done.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That was a prospect that literally just called me as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last question, right?
That I think that is the last question. But there was one more question. Let me just read it out.
Yeah, but if text that you just let him know.
Yeah.
Give me that 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Will the Golden Dynasty be introduced into the metaverse?
Yeah. Well, it depends where the metaverse goes. Actually, no, you reminded me of a question that you told me about earlier, NFTs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so actually, I'll speak on both. So, NFTs, personally, I feel like it's going to do madness. It's going to do a lot of stuff. It's going to go far. However, it's just not my time to invest into it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because, yeah, I'm open to it. I know it's going to be a big thing, but I feel like there's very high risk in it now, and I feel like I don't necessarily have the capital right now to put the money in and be willing to lose it. Do you get what I'm saying? With an investment, you have to be willing to lose that money.
Yep.
I'm not currently in a position where I'm willing to lose that money to NFTs because of other things that I want to put my money into.
Exactly.
So because of that, NFTs isn't for me right now, in terms of I've not got any money in them, and I'm not putting any money in them for a little while. But once, you know, they're gonna do their stuff, and when it comes to the metaverse and stuff, yeah, I want to be included in that. That stuff is gonna be, that's the next level to gaming, the next level to like virtual reality and life.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm involved in that 100%. Once the time comes, once the opportunity presents itself, I'm in. kind of vibe.
Yeah, but we have to be in the right place to do that, and obviously in the right circle and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You need to know the right people, but yeah,
That's it. And plus another main thing as well is that I don't know anybody to get into NFTs I need a mentor for NFTs.
Yep.
Right now I don't know anyone that's making money in NFTs.
Neither do I.
Be real.
Like big what?
Yeah, not even big group. I don't even know somebody that's successfully making a decent amount of money, even a couple of grand. Like I don't even know anyone that's profitable in the NFT game at all. I don't know anyone.
Well, to be fair, everybody would be down right now considering where the market is at the moment anyway.
Well, I don't even know anything about the NFT market right now. Where it's like, if it's up
It's
or down.
related to Ethereum, innit? Look where Ethereum's at.
But I think it's relative. I'm not sure, and I can't tell you. I'm gonna be real. I have limited knowledge when it comes to NFTs.
We were even going to get a guest on here.
Yeah.
To speak on NFTs. So obviously, we're going to try and make that work because I feel like that would be good. Because a lot of people just so interested in what NFTs are. Now, obviously, we're not saying that we're experts in NFT because it's not really something that we delve into like too much.
Yeah.
But obviously, like we're aware of what it is, what it does, the capabilities, where it could potentially take real estate. The music industry, in my opinion, from what I've seen and what I've read, is not even going to exist in the next like 15 to 20 years. The music industry's done because it gives complete ownership to the artist and to the listeners, to the customers basically, and it gives them the rights so then they can actually make money off it. So Tory Lanez was the first person. He made, I think it was like $1 million in 60 seconds because he sold 1 million album copies as an NFT for $1 each. And then not only did the person who had the NFT get all the owning rights to the album on the NFT, but they could also resell it for a profit. So it's just sick. I love it. I love the whole idea of that kind of stuff because it gives power back to the people rather than the big music labels like just taking all the money, man. Because artists get shagged sometimes, but that's a complete other.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole that is just completely.
The whole music industry as a whole, that's gonna have to be another whole podcast just speaking about that. Because
there might have to be a whole new podcast. Not even to be fair, there might have to be a whole podcast, just a whole setup, like a whole new different people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Got to.
So that was fun. Can't lie, that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Something a little bit different.
Yeah, I like doing that to be fair, just to see what everybody else is kind of feeling. But yeah,
It's interesting questions. It's interesting what people. It's been a long couple of days.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, getting the Golden Dynasty up and running. But yeah, it's nice to see people asking those questions. You know, when it comes to the business, when it comes to like stuff that's happening in our personal lives, all of that stuff. A little bit of advice and that. But yeah, other than that, I think
that's all done. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, we will catch you next time. Peace. Can't breathe, just next to me as well.